It was the chair. I'm sure you heard my floorboards creaking and my chair squeaking as I went back to close my door. But I swear to God it was the chair. Hi, Sammy. How you doing? Oh my goodness, who's all here? Come on, check in, say hi. It's been a hell of a long time. I'm just checking. Testes, testes. 1, 2, 3. How we doing? Please pop in the chat. Now, it is set that you need to be a subscriber to my channel to participate in the chat, but only for 1 minute. So if you subscribe, you have to wait 1 minute and then you're eligible to jump in on the chat. And if you are on the chat, please look at the top of that little window and change it from top chat to live chat if you want to see everybody, and not just the ones that AI thinks should go there. Tavia, I was sending to you, Tavia, as I was getting ready, because it's like I think I've learned this lesson. We will find out. Time will tell. But I think that I've learned the lesson that I cannot announce a live stream ahead of time. I almost did that yesterday, and then suddenly the skies cleared and everything got bright and sunny and my head exploded. So I have to be zen in the moment. Hi, Elsie. Good to see ya. Hi, Beck. Hi, Mama. Oh my goodness. How are you doing? How are you doing, Beck? Oh my goodness. So many blessings to you. I'm not going to actually kiss my fingers. It's been a long time since I've worn red lipstick, you guys. And I know that there was a thing going around about, women wear red lipstick because it shows blah, 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 blah. And that's not why I'm wearing it. I mean, that's why I bought it, because it's like, oh, I haven't had red lipstick in a long time. But it like the blue bracelets, it feels very performative to me. So I'm wearing it because hell yeah, red lipstick, and it is my color of red. It's that China red. In fact, I'd like to find something a little bit more to the blue end. Anyway, yes, you did hear me. Ah, sweet. Yay. Thank you, Sammy. We had a run-in first because, you only get one chance with red. And I had to take 2 chances. I had to go wash off the bottom half of my face. So anyway, here we are. I hope that you guys are all doing well. And just, how do you like my new camera? How do you like my new camera? It has this auto low light adjustment, as you can see, and it's doing autofocus too, and I haven't figured out how to shut those off yet because I had to do a thing I'll spare you. But I can't do it from within this program, and I can't do it on the system settings unless I'm out of this program. Anyhow, I love my new camera. It's really good, and damn it, let me see if I can get away with this. Because you have to see. You have to see that, that there's a piewacket behind me. That looks like crap. Piewacket? Can you see him? Maybe if I go back here.
There's a piewacket. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Want to say hi to everybody? Do you say hi to everybody, piewacket?
No. Right. So, what's been going on? My God, it's thank the goddess for spring, and okay, political time. As soon as I get my dentures to stick, political time, because we can't ignore the elephant in the White House. And I just want to recommend to you, go to Liz Cheney's Facebook page. She made the most wonderful, lengthy, specific, detailed points, It was addressed to the Democrats and just saying, please fucking do something. And then she laid out 8 points of what should be happening right now instead of, grandstanding or nice speeches or, thank you for the tours, Bernie and AOC and Tim Walz. Thank you, thank you. And hey, Congress, hey. So there are some very good suggestions there, and it all is built on the bedrock of organize, get into community and organize. So I will point you there. Oh, I did mean to grab a Lenormand deck and I didn't, so maybe we're not going to do that tonight. Yes, Pywagon is blending in. He has his cloaking device on. Baby River is doing amazingly. Oh my goodness. He turns 2 months old. Oh my gosh, Beck. I'm telling you, we are making children that are a little ahead of us. Yes, we are. Hi, baby Joe. Oh, I'm so glad to see you. I need water. I know. I wanted to show you some of the things I've been making. I'll show you like the first one that I finished. If you can see. It doesn't really look purple. Let me click out so I can show you better. Focus. So this is one of the mandalas I'm making, and this is purple, if you can tell. It looks very blue on camera. And then I made that one, and then my guides were telling me, earth, you need an earth one. So this one, green and gold. And then we have, I love this one. The ocean one with this wonderful little stripped, pearlized abalone. And then we have come on, darling. This is what happens when you use paper clips for hooks. They get hooked around everything. That's a skull too. And I'm working on others. So, oh wait, wait. This is a work in progress still. And I and my kids and their let me bring myself back here. I and my kids and their partners and friends are going to go in and start doing booths at Oddmall, which is it is Ohio's version of curiosity shows that are happening everywhere. Lots of taxidermy, and so we're all throwing in, and I will be doing readings there and bringing all my beading stuff. I'm going to be selling. I'm going to put them together. Fire of Azrael, Vesta powder, and black salt, red, white, and black, in a little triple goddess bundle. Probably some magnesium lotion and all kinds of stuff. So I'm very enthused about that. Hi, Roxanne. Welcome, baby. So good to see you. Yeah, the ocean one. That one just rolled through me. And then the sunflower one is where I'm changing the pattern up and starting to layer and make it go 3D. So I'm really having fun with that. And it feels like spring. I'm feeling so much better than I have in a hell of a long time. Except that my back is getting really slippy. So, age, you know how it goes. Some of you know how it goes. So, yeah, I'm here. I was only going to take a couple of decks, and it's like these decks started hollering at me. And tonight I went for ease of use. So I've got decks that are very easy to read from. Let's introduce the decks, and then we'll do our meditation and stuff. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do the elements for us here so we can bless the decks, and then I'll tell you about them. Settle yourself in. I can tell it's spring. I took Tylenol. I've still got like sinuses. by air and fire. May you be purified and charged. And whoopsie, I suppose I ought to light my charcoal. I usually do that at the beginning, don't I? It's been like 2 months since I've done a live, you guys. All right. And by water and earth, may you be blessed and made whole. Oops, there's that hot tip. And by the sound of the bell, may the space around you be cleared and the spirit enter in. May your mind be cleared. Let go of any thoughts and things running around in there that you do not need right now for this hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is. For however long you can stay, claim it. And may it clear your heart. Clear the emotional load, lighten our load. Guides and guardians, allies and ancestors. I'm saying the names of mine in my head so you can call yours in. Welcome to this circle. Thank you for being here. Thank you for keeping me safe. Thank you for helping me walk this path on what seems like my own 2 feet. We welcome you here in perfect love and perfect trust, and we offer you fresh water. And I offer the fire of Azrael to my guides, to these decks, and to the authors of these decks, the authors and artists of these wonderful, wonderful tools that I love so much. Let's put, I'm going to put the tourmaline, oh God. I bumped a little tray. I had these little white plastic trays that I scoop my beads up in, and I have one sitting that's got all kinds of beads because I go down on the floor and I pick them all out of the carpet. And I had it sitting there, and one day I was going to, sort them and put them away, and I bumped it, and they just went kapwah. There's probably beads in my computer, but there's one right there. I almost called my computer a cucumber. This is going to be fun. I had some fun tonight, you guys. All right, let's introduce the decks, and then, I didn't even put them in order. This is the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell and artwork by Danielle Noel, and this is the first of theirs that I have and still my favorite. Okay, so you get to move. And the second one is Tarot of the Abyss. No, I thought this was a gift. I guess not. And that is by Anna Torian. She has another deck that is freshly out or going to be out. And I think it might just be indie, but I think it's going mass market. And it is one of the ones that I would like. I haven't bought a deck in a long time, you guys, because I'm kind of full up. Okay. And frankly, I've seen some new ones coming out, and they just haven't interested me at all. So, deck-wise, I'm going deeper instead of wider. This is the Oracle of the Hecatian Path by Ken Payne and Chris Butler. That's an LS deck. The first two, first one was Hay House, second one was US Games. Then we have such a special indie deck called the Wisdom Keepers. And this is by Rosie Aronson, PhD. Who published this? Wisdomkeepers.net. Seal Pup Press. Oh my goodness. And then we have, as you probably know, the Lightseers Tarot by Chris Ann, which is a gift deck from Annette Klein. And I wonder what happened to her. She used to have a channel, Sun and I don't remember, but she bought me many decks, way back in the beginning. Blessings to you, Annette. And this is the Robin Wood Tarot. I'm so glad that I have a box to show now, too, because the box for this one is long gone. These are the kind of boxes that fall apart, but it was on my wish list. Somebody bought me this, too, and I want to read the name of that person. This is Drew McKinney. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Drew. Because this deck is one of my ride or dies. And the same with the light seers. So like I said, we're going ease of use tonight. All right. I'll bring myself back down. Let's do a meditation. Get yourself comfy. Get your self warm or cool or whatever you need to do to be at your utmost comfort. Hi, John Clark. Good to see you. Oh, Samantha, the same thing with substituting words. Yeah, Cliff and I both. It's been hilarious. Uh-huh. So tempted to purchase a Solabusca. Ah. Oh, Lightseer's deck there's a reason it's popular. It's worth it. It is absolutely worthy of that popularity. Okay, everybody settle in. Settle into the surface that you're on. And I am going to take myself out of the picture. Settle into your surface and feel the pull of gravity and just surrender yourself to that pull. Surrender your body to the earth, to gravity. Feel the embrace when, Mother Earth will never let us fly off. She always holds us. So you can lie there on your couch, your bed, your chair, and just feel that embrace as she holds you to her. It's a great way to think about weight when you weigh yourself. It's just, Mommy's loving me more. Mommy's hugging me harder. I haven't gained weight. And as you lie there, start to tune into your breath. Initially focusing on the out-breath. And when you exhale, just make sure that your lungs are completely empty. Pardon me. And then when you push out the last little bit of breath, just relax your belly and feel how your lungs just naturally begin to pull the next breath in. As you breathe in, see what happens if you pay attention to your sides. We're taught a lot about belly breathing, but not side breathing, and it was my acupuncturist that brought that to my attention. And see if you can notice your lungs expanding equally in all directions when you inhale. You get to where you can actually feel it expand underneath your armpits. And the more you relax, the more room your lungs have to expand, the easier it is for your rib cage and those muscles to relax and let your lungs expand to bring in more oxygen in a lovely, unforced, calm way. And with each breath, you can feel those muscles relaxing even more, but relax doesn't mean asleep. It's a dynamic condition. Like balance, relaxation and balance are dynamic states. They're not a state of collapse. So relaxing into your body, relaxing into your breath, feeling how good it feels to take in an easy breath and have that fresh air, that oxygen coursing through your body, and how it feels equally good to release toxins, to release carbon dioxide, and just let it dissipate. And then shifting your attention down to your root chakra. To be perfectly frank, on your taint. Taint what's above it, taint what's below it. It's your root chakra. And I want you to imagine that center beginning to activate and open and feeling the earth draw a root down. And let this energetic root extend down into the earth. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it's getting soft and warm. I've never seen so many daffodils. And feel your root go into that warm, fertile earth. And maybe it sends out little rootlets into that fertile earth to soak up nutrients. The love of the mother that grows the plants, just let your system soak those in. And feel as they begin to rise up that root, feel it as it connects with your physical body. And you just feel that nourishment flooding in through your root chakra, flooding down your legs. You can feel it all through your legs, from the top of your thighs around to the back and all the way down your forelegs, your lower legs, your knees, your ankles. You might even feel the chakras in the bottoms of your feet activate. And certainly down to the tips of your toes, and then it begins to rise up into your belly, rushing in, nourishing everything it touches, sparkling with green and gold life. The animating principle, it courses up into your belly, up into your lungs, up into your chest, and up through your back as you feel your back muscles relax even more. And it rises up to your shoulders. You feel the front of your chest open up, and those muscles relax. And then you feel the earth energy rushing down your arms to your fingertips. You feel the energy centers in your palms activate. If you have Reiki, you may have just felt that kick on. And now the earth energy rises up into your neck. And here, just let it do its work. All of the muscles in the back of your neck going up into your head and down into the tops of your shoulders, down into your mid-back. Feel that big diamond. Just relax as the earth energy breaks up any blockages. It's kind of like if you see a plant, even the tiniest seed, as it comes up through hard dirt, it pushes and cracks that dirt apart. So whatever's blocking you, whatever tension you're holding in those muscles, just let this earth energy grow through it and break it up, and it breaks into its harmless components and sinks down and goes back into the earth. And now you feel it up the front of your neck, and you feel it come into your lower jaw, and you feel all of the blockages there break up as your jaw muscles begin to relax. You might feel like sighing it out. Make whatever noises you'd like to make to help the tension break up, to help it sink down into the earth. You feel your back teeth separate a little as those muscles relax. Your tongue relaxes and lays down in the bottom of your mouth and up into your cheekbones. That energy flows with all of those muscles relaxing, all of the muscles around your nose and the tiny, tiny, tiny muscles around your eyes, around your mouth, In your forehead, feel those worry lines smooth out as those muscles relax. And feel the energy now come up over the top of your head and meet down the back. Just let it run through your body and breathe it in for 3 breaths. And then exhale fully. And on the next inhale, bring up that earth energy, crank it up, turn up the dial, watch it come flooding in, brighter and brighter and brighter. And release only your breath. Keep the energy at that level all the way out, and then breathe in again, turn the dial up some more. Feel your body growing warm and more alive as you release just your breath and hold the energy. And a third inhale, crank it up to 11. And this time exhale through the crown of your head. Feel it come shooting out the top of your head, and it goes up and begins in a natural arc to flow down around you, 360 degrees around you. Flowing up from the earth through your body, out through your crown, down around the outsides, and it touches the earth, sinks down, hugs the root and follows it into the earth. And I say hello to my friend Ruth. This is the circuit of the body, the circuit of matter, of earth, time and space, form, the feminine. Everything that creates structure and limitation. Everything that is manifest. And then through the crown, we reach up into the cosmos and we invite in cosmic energy, and the silver and blue start to pour down in through the crown, down through your head, down through your neck, joining the green and gold, flooding down your arms. You feel your fingertips sparkle, down through your neck, down into your chest and into your upper back. You feel your heart center open up as it flows down into your mid-back, down into your belly. Let your belly be nice and soft. Jello bellies are beautiful. And then let that silver blue rush down your legs and feel your toes light up. And then let it flow down your root into the earth. You might have to give it a little bit of help. It resists going into that kind of density, but just push it down there until it reaches where the egg kind of hugs your root, and let it rise up the outside. All the way around 360 degrees, and then up and out into space. And see this beautiful shape that is coming up from the earth, surrounding you and going back down, and that's coming down from the cosmos, surrounding you and back up to the sky. Look at this beautiful way that you are held in perfect balance, in perfect dynamic tension, the right kind of tension. That's good tension. And feel how fluid all the muscles in your body are. See what happens if you kind of move your head around a little bit. Maybe feel how much freer it is. Know that these circuits of energy continue even when you don't have your attention on them. And releasing the breath all the way on the next exhale. Take a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, we're going to push a layer of that sphere, that egg out. And you feel how far it goes before it snaps into the seed of life, that beautiful interconnecting spheres pattern that we see in so many places from ancient civilizations. This is what the grid looks like, all of our intersecting spheres. Our inner sphere is there to protect, to filter what energies come into our very personal space. The outer sphere is there to connect. So we protect and we connect. And as those outer spheres connect, allow your energy to flow through. And since pure energy is not beholden to time and space, instantly the entire grid lights up with your energy, connected to everyone else's. Our collective energy is blanketing the earth in a seed of life grid. Open your hearts for this time. Let your compassion flow to yourself, to everyone else. Allow yourself to take in love and healing. Allow yourself to take in messages and information. And above all, allow yourself to have fun. So I invite you to wiggle your toes a little bit. Open your eyes. Come on back to this space. Drop a little comment in the chat when you're back. And we'll get our evening started. Oh, John, I'm looking, seeing now you're in London. You're in London. Well, welcome to you. And then, you're so welcome, darling. It felt good to me too. It really did. All right. Oh, Astro Dice. Let's see where we're at. I want you guys to know that at 20 after midnight Eastern time tonight, tomorrow morning, Mars is going into Leo. We're going to see some action now. Mars has been in Cancer, and that's kind of painful. It's hard. It's hard. It hits you in the feels really, really hard. But going into Leo, this activates Leo energy, leadership. We need to see some. Okay. Okay. Wow. Mercury in Pisces in the 6th. Oh, is this about service, you guys? This is about communicating. Wait, let me get myself out of the way. This is about communicating from spirit in service. Plain and simple. With Mercury in Pisces, we can have some fuzzy thoughts sometimes. We can also have very inspired thoughts. The hardest thing with Mercury in Pisces is to be clear on which one of those it is, whether it's, illusions and delusions, or whether it's clear communication from spirit. So it's really important, if you're, however long you've been reading, especially if you're a young reader, and it took me a while to learn this, that you learn to differentiate between, especially if you have ADHD. Oh my God, you guys, busy brain, and it can be really difficult to know the difference between what my crazy brain is throwing up and what's coming from spirit. And the main thing for me is, can I trace back my train of thought? Because I can find myself thinking about the craziest shit, but I can go, I'll be going, why in the hell am I thinking of that? And I can go, okay, I was thinking of this, and this led to this, and this, and this, and this, and that's why I think, all right, that's just me. But the things that come from out of the blue, that's generally from spirit. Hidden conversations. Oh, Tavia. Yes. Hidden conversations. So Pisces is the 12th house ruler, or Neptune, Pisces, yes. Pisces is the 12th house ruler. Neptune rules that house. Anyway, It's the hidey hole. It's where you hide things. It's secrets. And on a very practical level, Mercury in Pisces is secret conversations, and sixth house is service, work and service. It's also physical health. So, taking care of that too. But Tavia, I think you nailed it. I don't think I need to say another thing. But it does bode well for readings, messages coming from out of spirit in service. So I thank you for that, Astrodice. I'm glad, John. I'm glad you liked it. I'm so glad you're here. It's nice to have newbies. Okay. Who's up first? Number 5. Light seers. All right. Need those. Everybody's been thoroughly shuffled ahead of time. I'm going to split and pull. I've been doing that pretty much with all my decks lately, except the ones that are so very easy to shuffle. But it's very interesting how much more often I'm picking the same cards out of different decks when I split and pull, because it absolutely nullifies any effect of the shuffle. Doesn't matter if you shuffle well or you're a shitty shuffler. When you split the deck and pull, and every once in a while I'll reshuffle, recut shuffle, so those ones at the ends don't get left out. Okay. So the question here, this is like Mars and Leo stuff. This is about our empowerment and what we need to do. First of all, we need to change our perception. Oh, wow. Okay, 6 of Swords there. Sorry for the glare. You don't need to see me as much. There we go. There's one sweet spot. I wish Darcy was here. Then we have Judgment. Look at the color. That deep ocean color coming up here. We have Knight of Wands. As we listen to the drums, 6 of Pentacles. They're telling me put this one face down, so I will. All right, Hanged Man in the middle says it's time to turn some shit upside down, and it is time to change our thinking in whatever way it needs to change so that we still feel our power. And this is where the getting into community is so very important, because if we're feeling isolated and alone, we can't do this. We can't do this alone. Period. 6 of Swords says there is a way through. Look at this murk. Look at that murky water color here. But this is saying that we are traveling across this deep water. And in this depiction, you cannot see a shore on either side. So what it's saying here is we're out in the middle of this. We're on the deep water. We have to keep going. We have to go one way or another, but we're not going to get there unless we keep going. Then we have the Judgment card out of there. Look at that spirit rising up. Now is our moment, folks. There are some people that are sensing their moment in history, people that have power. This is our moment in history too. And everybody is according to their own system and their own time frame, because, and I don't know if you guys were going through this too, but those last 4 months, first of all, endless camera problems, but I was just like, woof, the ultimate in hermity. And that's saying something for me. And now I'm like, no, I'm ready to talk to people again. I think I hibernated for a while and healed a bit, enough to come out again. So that's Judgment. Whatever we took with us into the deep dark, now is the time to look at what needs to die and what will rise from those ashes. This is Phoenix energy. So one of the things that Liz Cheney was suggesting is, let's start seeing the plan of the safeguards that are going to be put in place, of the laws that are going to be passed to stop this from happening again. Where's the plan? And that plan is looking at what needs to go and what needs to stay. So, in your inner world as well, in your own place in this transformational period, it's time to really, for real, for true, start looking at what has to go. What do I need to be done with? What can I finally let go of? What scab am I going to stop picking so it can actually heal? So that I can be empowered to be in this moment. But it's going to take the willingness to let things go a little topsy-turvy, to be a little out of balance, to see things from an absolutely new vantage point, and to allow the old to die off so that the new, the pure, the powerful can rise. Then we have Knight of Wands and Six of Pentacles. Knight of Wands is about motion, creativity, fire, let's go. Look at her playing a drum. Look at the flame coming off of that drum. It's about dancing your magic. And the other benefit of that is you dance away your tension and your stress too. If you have a really hard time getting away from your mind, or if you have a hard time getting away from your pain, physical pain, movement and dancing can help. And even if you can't, go whole hog physically, you can do something to move that body so you can move the tension through. And as the tension moves through, what it takes is like passion to move that tension through. And then the passion continues. And Six of Pentacles, this is mutual aid right here. Mutual aid, helping each other without big price tags, And at the end, we get the Ten of Wands. Wow. Oh, it's kind of heartbreaking. This is somebody with all that she owns loaded onto her ox or her yak or whatever it is. And she's going down the road. She's got it all packed up and she's going. We've left there looks like a little castle or a citadel or a settlement up there, and down this winding trail, down, 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 carrying all those burdens. So again, we come up to judgment. Do you need to carry all those burdens? And this can certainly very graphically talk about some people packing up and getting the hell out of Dodge. So I have to acknowledge that. But it also says that there's a long road to go. There is a long road to go. So, and I was thinking, in the weeds, and look at this, that's that in the weeds color. We are in the weeds, but if we help each other, if we remember where the fire burns here, to keep ourselves in touch with our power. And it's like, I like the fact that she does have her yak here, because she's not like bent over. There's determination and there's help here to move on. All right, I'm checking back with messages. Shitty shuffler. So, I remember saying that. Power to the people. Hell yes. Hell yes. So, and this is talking about movement too, no matter the burden, movement. Finding what you have to do in order to move things. Yeah. All right. Thank you, light seers. Who's up next? Tiny die. No, we just did that one, darling. 2. The abyss. So we go from the light side to the dark side. So I think this one could talk to us about, well, we'll find out what it's going to talk to us about. What do we need to know right now, Tarot of the Abyss? Give us the nitty-gritty. And yes, I will split and pull. All right. 3 of Swords. The Star. Thank you. Star's been coming up a lot. It's actually what I've been blocking my deck with. And Wheel of Fortune. Ooh. Three of Cups. The balance to the Three of Swords. The Six of Swords. Okay, that's a repeat. And both of them show crows, show big birds. See the boat? Birds. And the bottom we have the Ten of Cups. From the Ten of Rods to the Ten of Cups. Six of Swords repeating, and then we've got the Three of Swords, Three of Cups balance here. So, of course, Three of Swords is the pain we're in. This is the pain we're in. We're all in pain. It sucks. It sucks. We're in a fucking dictatorship. There's no two ways about it. And every time I hear somebody talk about, oh, the midterms and the next elections, I just go, what the hell are you thinking? Are you not paying attention? Are you not paying attention to this dictator in the White House? So it's going to take all of us being very determined in order to make sure that our democracy holds. Wait a minute, something was just coming through. I have to, in August, at my birthday, I have to renew my license. And I have to take 2 marriage licenses, 2 sets of divorce papers, my birth certificate, and possibly even my mother's birth certificate in order to get a license. And they want to pass this thing that if your last name doesn't match your birth certificate, that you can't vote. Well, guess who that would apply to most? Yeah, anyway, we're in pain. There is hope. Things are changing. The wheel turns. We're not at a dead stop. And if you don't pay attention, I've just started watching some political things again. And one of the ones I watch is Legal AF channel. It came from Midas Touch. I don't watch Midas Touch because it just grinds and just bangs on about things. But Michael Popak on Legal AF is very good at just summarizing, encapsulating, describing, what's going on legally. The courts are standing up. The courts are standing up. And it's, the wheel turns. What goes around comes around. Nothing is static, and there is hope. We maintain hope in the midst of our pain. You can hold those energies at the same time. You can hold hope and despair at the same time. You can hold joy and fear at the same time. That's what's got our bodies freaking out, is there's so many things. So we've got to keep doing exercises and meditations and everything to even those energy systems out as best as possible. Because we come down here and there's Three of Cups, the wheel turns. There are things to celebrate our way through this. Making connections to people. I have noticed when I've gone out to the store a couple times that people just seem to be a little kinder, the ones I was running into anyway. And so joy, celebration, community, joining is what carries us across this water down to the Ten of Cups. Isn't it so funny that the Light Seers deck ended in the Ten of Rods, which is about, oppressive burdens. And this one is Ten of Cups. Star, we reach up and latch on to that spirit of hope. We gather together with others to amplify it, to magnify and multiply it, and then we see it coming to fruition that there is more love, there's more joy. It's established. The tens are rooted and established. They're the culminating cards. So, from pain to joy here, I thank you, Tarot the Abyss. That's why I like this deck. Some people say, that's a dark deck. No, it's not. It's, black and white, yeah. But, ooh, does it give a reading. That's not dark. Okay, I'm just shuffling that back in. Oh, John, the spread, I don't know. I just started doing that. I know why. It was the carrot cards. The carrot cards had a 3 card reading, and I would do this 3 card thing, and it's like, you know what? I want to take one to bridge these two and bridge these two, and then an outcome, and it's just short and sweet, and I really like it. Ah, yes. What if you yeah, that would be it, Tavia. I'd have to go and just legally change my name to my maiden name, which there was a reason I changed my maiden name. Ugh. Anyway, John, I'm happy I found your channel. Oh, I'm so glad you came too, John. Yeah, we need to keep reminding each other of who we are and reminding each other of what we're capable of and that we're not alone. So, yeah, you'll hear that a lot here. Sending compassion and clarity and courage energy your way, John Clark. That's from Samantha. Yes, hang in there, man. All righty. Who's up next? Woo. No, we already did that. And no, we didn't do that. All right. I love it. I love it. All 3 tarots coming out in the beginning. And I was thinking as I was getting ready that maybe I'll do it so, we do the tarot first and then we do the oracle. They listen. They're always listening. Okay. All right. Okay, now, oh, Robin Wood. I'm going to get specific here, you guys, and predictive. I don't do that very often, but I also think back on the thing I did right before the election and how those cards were screaming at me what the reality was going to be, and I was reading it through my filter. That was such a wake-up call. We all have our filters, and just because you're a reader and psychic doesn't mean you can see your own filters clearly, So let's see what I want to ask, and I'm doing 3 by 3 plus 1 here. And I would like to know because 4/20 Easter Sunday is the day when the report is due from the border people, and what he is likely to use as an excuse to declare a national emergency and martial law. So I want to ask about the day after. They're telling me to take him off the top with this one, you guys. Should I? Should I do off the top or should I split? Give me your opinions. I'm waiting for your answers, and there's a lag in the video, so I have to wait. Okay, I just asked. 4/20 is Hitler's birthday. Fucking hell. Oh my God. Oh my God. Top split. Okay, so there's one for take him off the top and one for split. Come on, you guys, vote. All right, I'm taking them off the top. Show me April 21st. As far as national, emergency and stuff, show me what April 21st is going to be like as far as that topic is concerned. Look at this, you guys. Do you want to see what just flipped out here? The 6 of Swords. That's 3 times 3, baby. And here's the 9 of Wands, so we're just going to do this. And off the top. There's the Star again. There's Judgment again. There's Justice. Holy shit. All right. Show me the 21st. We're still moving through this, but the 6 of Swords talks about escape. It talks about rescue. Either, getting someone out. You look at Spirit. Can you see that? Wait. Can you see spirit? There it is. There's a spirit that is pulling the boat here as someone sits in it. So this can talk about you kind of like getting yourself to safety, transitioning from one thing to another, to a new place, leave taking, escaping, but also rescue, safety, flight to safety. Yikes. Then we have the Nine of Wands. Look at him. This is the border. So what did I just say? Flight to safety. People trying to come in. The border guards. This is loss. So there's the issues. I'm still ruminating on this. Star, judgment, justice. There's hope. We will rise. We will rise. Here's a thing. If you can allow, and how do I want to say this? It's this loss card coming up. Know that there is necessary loss. There are things that are going to have to go away. And if we can practice not freaking out when we're in uncertainty, if we can practice that skill, and especially when losses are hitting and we see something go away, keep remembering that loss clears the space. Yes, there's pain, and it can clear space for something new to rise. Look at that. Look at that. And then justice at the bottom. The courts, baby. It's the courts. And these are judges from all different administrations. This isn't like, Democratic liberal judges. This is judges that said, I went to school and I worked my ass off and I ran for judgeships and I won them because I wanted to do this job in a democracy, and they're not going to let it be taken away. They are standing strong. And this shows, borders holding, something standing strong. The loss here, I wonder if that means a loss because they can't do what they want to do, because there's just too much of the people getting uppity and staying hopeful, and too many honest people on the benches. Okay, let's see here. Oh, thank you, Baby Joe. It's affecting the world. This affects the planet. And one of the things Liz Cheney said is contact the BBC, contact Al Jazeera. What were the other ones that she named? Hold on, I'm going to find this because I keep quoting from it and I want to make sure it's the right thing. Okay, wait. But if you weren't there when I mentioned it the first time, I'm mentioning it again. All right. Let me find those news. And she's saying, invite the International Criminal Court in. Join it and invite them in to U.S. borders. Yes. Media. Okay, let me see. BBC, Al Jazeera, The Guardian, Reuters, Der Spiegel. Whatever you have to do to get the world's eyes on what's going on. Skip the media in this country. Just skip them. They couldn't find their asses with both hands in a flashlight. Okay. So I'm not going to read that whole thing. I just wanted to quote again. But this is pretty clear. I'm going to take an extra here. Tell me. Don't cry over spilled milk card. Yeah, but it's also known as like the little death card. So it is loss, and it's one of those things where the loss needs to be acknowledged or it's going to tear you down. So that's kind of like there's a loss, grieve it so that you can go back to the well, Oh, John, in the UK, we're having our freedom of speech destroyed. It's, they're everywhere. And they need to be outed in no uncertain terms. All right, give me Oh, look at that. Yeah. So this is getting wrapped up in loss and then denial. This is when our pain takes us into the, you know. But in terms of Monday, well, just keep these three in mind. That's what I have to say. Keep these three in mind. We'll get through it, is what the Six of Swords is beating us over the head about, eh? All right. Now, let's go to the oracles. We've had number 2 already. We've had number 2 already. We've had number 6 already. We haven't had number 4. So, we have our wonderful wisdom keepers. I may go to the book for these, but they do have a keyword. Okay. I'm not going to put lipstick on you. All right. Help! Our wisdom keepers. How do we keep our eyes focused up here? How do we keep our focus high, our vibe high? Not necessarily our energy high. That comes and goes, Inspiration. There's that star card popping up. Twice. Guidance. Freedom. Wow. Guidance. Read that Liz Cheney thing, you guys. And then I'm going to start. I belong to several groups. One of them is called Sweep Red, Wine, and Blue. There are Ohio chapters of that. I can't think of the names right now. My brain's in Neptune space. So, but, reaching out to whatever groups you belong to and connecting. Put the feelers out, Oh, there he is. I knew he was going to show up tonight. Lightness. Hi, Robin. I miss you, bud. Okay, I'm not going to cry. Equality. Yeah. And understanding. Wow. Yeah, I was thinking that we might have to revive the Underground Railroad. I'm looking at this guidance freedom thing here. Inspiration, guidance, freedom. Just opening up your mind to spirit so that you can receive inspiration and guidance about how to protect our freedom, protect our democracy. I saw another thing today. There's I follow the Idle No More page on Facebook, and it is about the the First Nations activists. And a while back, they started saying, "Don't call us protesters," like with the coal tar, the tar sands or whatever they're called. That the pipeline, all that shit that's like leaking oil now. And they called themselves the water protectors. They're like, we're not protesting, we're protecting. So get away from the language of protest, standing up and I protest what's going on. No, protect. Stand up and protect. It changes the entire vibe in your head. There's the reframe. We have rights. We must protect them. Then we have lightness and equality. I don't even know if I can talk about this. Lightness, I certainly can. A man who usually the ones that bring us the most humor-wise are that can do that because they have been in the dark, deep dark, for a lot of time. And Robin was certainly one of those. And there were stories about how he would go, just show up at hospitals when he was in a place and randomly, not booked, not paid, not, just I know what I can bring. This is my gift. I was given it in order to give it. And that's what he did. So lightness, however, we can bring lightness to ourselves, lightness to each other equally. And I mean, equality is such a question. I wish this said equity. Because equality, yes, we're all of equal worth, but what our culture needs is to move beyond that concept of personal worth that equality kind of means or has the connotation. Equity is our society should be fair. We have the power to make things fair because life isn't. Life is not fair. We are not all equal in ability, talent, intellect, you know, disposition. We are not interchangeable. We're not equal to each other in that way. And that word equality, I think, really does. I think that changing language has so much to do. Then that's the reframe. That's that hanged man. It's the reframe. When you change language, neuro-linguistic programming looks at how you store things in language and how you access them. And when we change that language, we change where things are stored, we change everything. We change them at the belief bedrock level. So equality is about us. Equity is about our society. And that's what we're arguing here. Because it doesn't matter if we're equal or not. It doesn't matter. It does matter if we have equal opportunity. It does matter if we are able to access the necessities of life equally. Equal access is where equality needs to be. And then we have understanding down there. So understanding of all this and guidance. One of the things too, please talk to young people. Please talk to them. They're hooked into so many different things that we don't know shit about. Even if it's just Reddit or TikTok or whatever, they are hooked in. They have communities, strong communities. My kids are hooked into the cosplay community. And one of the things that happens in cosplay culture, when I was doing the whole Hogwarts thing, we had a lot of kids that would go and, go to cons and stuff. And they brought to Hogwarts consent culture, the codified consent culture of cons and the cosplay community. And it's like, yes, you guys need to teach me. You need to teach me. So also the skill, the ability to shut your mouth and listen to someone who's experiencing life at a different level, in a different context than you. And then we come to understanding. Freedom, equality, understanding, guidance, lightness. The guidance is lighten the fuck up. Find inspiration wherever you can. Wow. I love these cards so much. I just, we can just sit and let them smile at you for a while. It changes things. It feels good. Thank you, my dears. And I want to show you there's a special card in this deck too. Oh, you get to see my camera. Oh. There's one of the cards. Oh my God. Thanks, Robin. All right. What do we have left? We have 1 and 3 left. Okay. 2, we've already had to the Tarot of the Abyss is just like hollering at me. Here comes Hecate. Here comes Hecate. All right, let me see. Where are we at? They really are positive and uplifting. And the messages are wonderful too. I just don't feel like going to books tonight. But you know what? I'm going to go to Robin. Since he was kind of like, he's kind of the one that made me pick that card. Where did I put him? Number 30. Okay. Wow. How did my stream get so lagged? All right. As every human being learns, the cycle of desire is eternal. The gift is lightness, the shadow is desire, the CD is rapture. There's a programming part, and we're not going to go into that. Okay. My wisdom story. I was said to have shot out of my mother's womb like a rocket and then nursed like a baby whale. As soon as I could talk, I made people laugh, and as soon as I could walk, I ran everywhere I wasn't supposed to go. I was on a mission to experience every single part of life, so I gobbled it up throughout my teens and found myself becoming a young actor. I wanted to experience the sound of applause. I loved being able to be anyone and try anything my mind could dream up. Yeah, ADHD much? Soon I desired the experience of being rich and famous, and so I tried that for a long time. I threw my money around like gum wrappers and chewed up my fans like chips. But those flippant times only made me feel empty and alone. My sensitive soul hungered for something different and deeper. I wanted to use every single one of my gifts so that I would have an even bigger impact. Soon I was popular all over the world, but no matter how huge or demanding my achievements were, I still wanted more. For a while, I thought I'd be happy if I could just learn to completely trust my instincts. When I mastered that, all I wanted was for my performances to lift the spirit of all humanity. But I couldn't escape that awful feeling of wanting more. Until the fire in me all but burned out. I became depressed and over-serious. My only desire was to end desire. That is when I discovered Buddhism and meditated for hours in order to become one with everything and finally transcend my never-ending ache. But soon I realized even that was a desire. No matter what I did, the desire would not go away. The moment I faced my desire, admitted defeat, and accepted that it wasn't going to go away, things started to change. I started to lighten up, but not in an ungrounded way. I genuinely stopped trying to control my life. I surrendered totally to all of it, even the most painful parts, including my utter helplessness in relation to my own desires and the inevitable disappointments that followed. I was finally free. My gift to you, I bring good and bad news. The bad, you are not in control of your destiny and you're never going to get rid of your desire. The good, accepting this bad news will free you to trust in life. It's time to fully feel your desires and to realize that feeling them doesn't mean acting on them indiscriminately or repressing them. You can welcome a desire into your home without allowing it to control your life. Being human is quite a trip, and life is quite a game. A comedy and tragedy all at once. You might as well enjoy the ride. Keep a sense of humor. Do not pretend to live lightly. Embrace and emanate a true lightness of being. With such an attitude, you won't need to fear your feelings no matter how painful. A lightness will burn so bright in you, it'll beam out of your eyes no matter what is happening. Okay. And then they give questions, but yeah. A lovely deck. And I love that it gives that shadow too. All right. Hecate. Hecate of the crossroads. Hecate Soteda. Savior us. Okay, I'm going to read the thing that's on this card that's kind of a nonsense thing. I forget where it starts. Hold on. Hold up. Aske kataske eran orion ior mega samnir baui phobantia semne. Don't know what it means. All right. All right. Oh, you're welcome, Sammy. Okay, Hecate, show us where our power lies and where to point it. Hecate's Deipnon, sacrifice. Axis Mundi, crux. Oh, man. Lampades, companionship. Temple at Lagina is sacredness. Boy, we're getting all high numbers here. Okay, this one. Which one wanted to come here? This one's full moon. This one's Artemis. They both kind of wanted to come. Independence and illumination. And ecstasy. What the hey? Okay. So the Deipnon is the meal, the sacrificial meal that you give to Hecate. And we had a big light bulb moment a month or so ago. I was talking to my daughter, who is doing so much better. She's, she's gotten the help she's needed, and she's coming out of the dark. She's back. I'm so very happy. She's been through so much. And I said, hey, because then I went through and I said, do you remember what we did last June? Like on was it full moon or dark moon? Hold on. It was, I think, it was like last summer solstice, which I do believe was the full moon. And we left, we went to the crossroads. We've got a roundabout not very far from us, and it's a 6 corners. So it's a 3-way crossroads. And in the middle of it is this big island with grass and flowers and stuff. So we went and made an offering there. And it was late at night. And I was just asking, please, please, please. I told my kids, I'll go into the circle and drop you off, and then I can just keep going around if cars are coming through, but let's just put up a shield, and ask that we be protective. And I pulled up and let them out, and then I went all the way around the circle and just was on one of the entry roads, and I was able to stop there because no cars came through the entire time we were there. It wasn't that late. And so some of the things you leave, bread, garlic, an egg, a raw egg, honey in the comb, wine. And we brought all of those things on a tray, and they went out and, laid them out while I sat with all the windows open and the doors open and the Hecate playlist from Spotify just blasting. Left the offering, and I said, do you remember what we did? And they came back and went, oh, shit, yeah. Because we also did a huge spell concerning the Supreme Court justices. I went online and I found all their signatures. In fact, if you go back and look at videos around this time, I probably tell you all about it. I found their signatures and I printed them out. And we did things. Me, my daughter, my son sat in a circle and did a working on these, removing any place of refuge for them if they choose not to show ethics. So I said, do you remember what we did? We invited Hecate in and really, it's like, oh yeah, oh shit, And then when you look at it and you go, that explains it, why the bottleneck was so tight. Because we really invited what we needed to do. And then you come through the other side. So this is talking about just making a devotional offering. Devotion is something you give with no expectation of return. I give this to you because I love you and you're worthy of it, So this can talk about just sort of like practicing offering, practicing devotional things where I'm giving this and I'm not asking for anything in return. Yes, left at crossroads. Oh, you'll not necessarily get what you want just because you ask for it. Just don't ask for it. Just offer. I found a long time ago when I really stopped doing spell work on a regular basis that all I had to do was devotion. If you do your devotions and you offer yourself to the goddess. All you have to do is, you don't have to work for things spell-wise. You do your devotions and pray. And then we have Axis Mundi here, which is crux. As the cosmic world soul, Hecate spans the three realms of earth, sea, and sky. She herself can be viewed as a world tree symbol, and we can traverse these realms in search for answers. Hecate is the fulcrum of each world. She is the bridge, the doorway, and the key. Take in those images, the bridge, the doorway, and the key. Before we can act, we must consider what is at the core of our situation. Through her immense power, Hecate provides us with the means to explore and access things beyond our current sense of perception. And yeah, the crux is the hub. The crux of the biscuit is the apostrophe. All of you of a certain age are chuckling now. Okay, so here's the pivot point, the balance point. All right, then over here we have companionship. All right. I'm waiting for these to kind of hook up. Certainly sacredness, and we've got full moon and Artemis, illumination and independence, the sacredness of both of these things. This is a time, even if you have to like close your ears to the shit that's going on, it's time to open your ears to spirit, to do the devotions, to engage with the sacred every day. Engage with the sacred every day. You have companionship there, but you can also do that in companionship. And actually, that's saying like the crux, things turn on companionship. So these two outliers, what's the hub? It's companionship, the circles that you run in and strengthening those circles. And all here this is all about ritual, you guys. Look at this: sacrifice, sacredness, the full moon, Artemis, ecstasy. This is all about ritual. You guys, I need to do a mother drum. I really, really do. I'm dying for it so badly, and I don't know how I can make that happen right now, but I am willing to show up anywhere somebody wants me and just give what I have. I'm willing to do that because we need it. And this is Dionysus, ecstasy. We need those Dionysian rituals of just letting it go. Remember the Knight of Wands over here with her drum and the flames? You hear that? Yep. So I think, okay. I think that's what. And Axis Mundi, this is almost like a Wheel of Fortune too. Axis Mundi is like the world turns, what the world turns on. All right, I'm going to gather those up. To be just is the requirement. Thank you, Tavia. Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, work your magic. There's a message. Work your fucking magic. All right, Starseed. So I've got the deck with the bright rainbow colors, and this one has the pale colors. I love color. Physically, the world is shifting. Oh, yeah, the poles are shifting, and the, what's it called? The AMOC. It is the Atlantic, I think it's meridian, something to do with meridian, overturning current that flows from like the Caribbean. It flows up through the Atlantic, up like to the west of England, Ireland, and then it turns over. So you've got the change of temperature and the salinity of the water, and that's what, that's like the Gulf Stream, or that's what keeps things going. That's what drives our weather patterns. That is slowing down. So, you know, I find myself every day just really praying for the ability to keep my eyes open, the ability to stay awake through it, through this moment of history. Did you ever think you would? You know, this shit's going to be in the history books. Okay. Here I want to ask about, you know, this is the Starseed deck. And so we come here seated to activate and to bring particular vibrations. So tell us about that and the times maybe that we were together before. It says double mission. Lightworker Starseed, serve the world by being you. Serve the world, 6th house. Hit 8th, longing for home, homesick for the stars. Yes, this can be a real problem right now. I want to go home. I hear you. Karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. Yes, okay. We have Star Keeper, Cosmic Ancestors, seed the light by staying grounded. And we have Cracked Open. It says rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Yeah, you know, we have been digging for the bottom for so many years now that we are in the sub basement, you know, and we're still digging. We're still digging. All right. And the last here says, okay, I'll tell you that one in a minute. So double mission, Lightworker Starseed, serve the world by being you. What is the double mission? I think we have to identify that for ourselves. No, I know what the double mission is. It's being a spirit in a human body. Being an all-powerful, limitless spirit. An all-knowing spirit, one with unity, in eternal bliss. And being in a frickin' human body with brains that do fucked up things to us on a daily basis. And with desires, like Robin was talking about, desires and addictions and apron bellies and constipation and, you know, that thing, to be eternal and dancing in the quantum field, and also to be in Newtonian world in this body. That's our double mission, is to do both equally, to put an equal amount of love into both of those things, to be in this body and remember that we are spirit, to be spirit and to be able to delight in what we have created, to allow our senses to take in the deliciousness and beauty of this planet, to give gratitude for those senses, and to seed something new, to work our light and to seed the new. Yes, homesick for the stars. We all remember so strongly that it's really hard. And anyone listening here that's really having a hard time with that, please stay. Please, we need you. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. This is what grows our souls. Being in this ouchy body is what allows us to really grow spiritually. We have to experience limitation. We have to experience past, present, and future. You know, we have to experience idiocy and smelly things. I don't know. I can't get out of the body humor. All right, then we've got Star Keeper, Cosmic Ancestor, and then Cracked Open. I am gonna go to the book with this one. I mean, definitely has the subtitles and things, but they're not really clear sometimes. Double mission. And then, oh my God. Oh no, they are alphabetical. Thank the gods. Okay. How can you serve the world by being you? Lightworker starseeds are mission and purpose oriented. Many have the feeling that time's running out and there's something they came here to do, create, or contribute. They're here to grow as souls individually, an individual mission, and also to contribute to the planet in some action-oriented way, the collective mission. So there's our dual mission. Our own mission to grow our souls, and we grow our souls by being active in the global community. So there's our dual mission. And then Hiraeth says, it's a Welsh word. Hi, Sam. That's difficult to translate, of course, but it refers to a certain longing or homesickness, a yearning for home or a place to which we cannot return. This unexplainable, unshakable longing for home is common in starseeds and old souls. Perhaps you've had it since birth. So you may have heard this story before, but it's personal story time. When I was a child and had depression that wasn't diagnosed, and realizing recently that my mother did try. She took me to the doctor and said, my kid's crying all the time. Something's wrong. And the doctor said, children don't get depressed. I was 6. But as I grew into junior high and high school, I would go through these periods and I would just be missing something. And the only feeling I could relate it to was homesickness. Like if you ever went away to camp when you were in grade school or something, and you were just so homesick, or you had to go stay with your aunt or something, and I miss my mommy. And so homesick. And I would get this terrible, bottomless homesickness. And so one time when I was in my 30s and really starting to explore and learn, and I had already come into the craft, it hit me one night because I was homesitting, and the house had a lot of sadness in it. It was a gay couple of art professors, and they were wonderful guys, and the house was fabulous. But there was a lot of sadness in that house. And when I went there, I just dropped into a pit. So one night I decided to follow it. And I started journaling and writing. Follow. Where's the root of this? And I came down to, where's my mother? Who's my mother? Where is my mother? Is anyone coming? If nobody comes, I'm going to die. And that came from being born and not breathing and having my mother knocked out for 8 hours, and I was stuck in an isolette. So I did not have that bonding time. And that got drilled into my brain. And when I found it, it was like 2 things that had been disconnected for a long time hooked up. And I have not had that loneliness since then. That was 30 some years ago. So that longing, that homesickness, if you are feeling that, see if maybe you can follow it. Get out your journal and just start having a dialogue with it. Follow it, ask it questions, and see if you can get to that place. Because ultimately, home is here. And when you reintegrate with yourself, so I had a huge part of myself that was split off. That was the homesickness, is I had split off of that part of myself. So when it got reintegrated, I don't get lonely anymore. So this is about integration too. If you're longing for home, you need to look for it in yourself. Okay? Karmic relationships. This is Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. The constellation Orion is thought by many to have been a place of great polarity and eventual unity. Some believe that many starseeds who are part of this cosmic history are incarnate on Earth now and are playing out karmic relationships from Orion times. Perhaps you're one of them. Polarity causes conflict and highlights separation. Pardon me. However, because of this, conflict can also result in unity and growth. So this homesickness too and separation. Too many misunderstandings are caused when we don't open our heart and mind and we see things from a different point of view. When we go into reactive second-guessing mode instead of gathering the courage to open our heart, we should admit that we may have reacted because of our own woundings and then find mutual ground. Indeed, I mean, the personal mission here is to heal yourself. All the wounds that coming into a body caused, you need to heal those wounds so that you can drop your defenses and be able to open when you're connecting and talking to somebody else. That's definitely been a theme tonight. All right, Star Keeper. Cosmic ancestors, seed the light by staying grounded. You're an ancient keeper of the stars, here to anchor and seed your light in your unique way. You've likely been incarnating on Earth for some time, dedicated to an era of awakening and bringing about a long-awaited shift in the planet's evolution. We are at a tipping point now. No shit. The survival of Earth and all its species is coming to a head. The more grounded you remain during this transitional period, what does grounded mean? In the body. The more helpful you'll be. The more you tend to the flames of your own heart, the more love you'll anchor onto this planet. Let's say that again. The more you tend to the flames of your own heart, the more love you'll anchor onto this planet. The wisdom of the stars is imprinted in your soul. The more soul fragments you call home, the more this wisdom is seeded here. Soul fragments, calling them home. That's healing. That is healing trauma. Yeah. Okay. So, staying grounded means staying in the body, the experience of the body, and at the same time being open to your spiritual understanding. Here's cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Don't let the weight and density of the world squash your tender spirit. Instead, let it call even more of it home into your body. There's a whole lot of home going here in this particular reading. Interesting. At the center front of your life, all right, let it call even more of it home into your body at the center front of your life. It's through the extreme pressure of life's trials that diamonds are cultivated. It's when things are at their darkest that we cultivate proper faith and our light is ignited. It's through the crumbling that we can allow our wounds to be alchemized. Let your pain, sorrow, and losses make you, not break you. Let life alchemize your tragedies into gold. Be open to being cracked open, wide open. It's the difficult times that help us grow in leaps and bounds and in ways we could only dream were possible. But first they have to crack us open. Sometimes it hurts like hell. Sometimes it's nature's way. Whether you let it happen or not, it's going to happen. So surrender to the process. It's how the light gets in. Who was that, Leonard Cohen? When your heart cracks open, a space is created for your soul to more fully enter. When your soul cracks open, a space is created for the grace of the Holy Spirit to enter. Let your trials, your sorrows, your pains, and your losses transform you into more and more of yourself. Stay open to the possibility that your tragedies, your losses, your sorrows, and your hurt happened for you, not to you. Bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open because the world needs you open. Surrender to the alchemy of life. I would rather bless the spirit awareness in you that can transform those hurts, because to bless the event itself is a bit of a stretch. I wouldn't ask that of anyone. Okay, and then we have weight. It is not yet time. Things are being woven. Yeah, it's going to be a long time. In our fast, loud, reactive, comparative world where an instant response is so often expected and at times even a currency, it can feel almost impossible to take a breath, let alone give ourselves the space to rest, wait, and reset. We're so often in overdrive expecting instantaneous results over and over again, and when guidance doesn't come at these extreme speeds, it can feel as though something's gone wrong. But often, not receiving guidance is guidance in itself. Ding, 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 ding. Everything is usable. When you ask for guidance and don't receive it, it can often mean wait. It's not yet time. And it says, you see this? The details are being woven. Things have not ripened enough yet. Our challenge is to keep trusting when, yeah, think about that in terms of nature and how things ripen. Karma ripening. I love that word from Buddhism. Our challenge is to keep trusting when on the surface it appears that nothing is happening, to remember that no matter how long or bitter the winter, spring does always come, to remember that you don't need to solve all the world's problems in a single day, even all your own problems, and that perhaps they'll be better solved with some perspective and a good night's sleep. This card is your permission to slip, to slow down, switch off, and rest. You've been reminded to have patience and to trust the mystery of life. To trust that things are being woven on your behalf. It may not be happening to the timeline you'd like, but if you gather up the patience, it will be orchestrated better than you can ever imagine. And yes, when you're feeling like you've been deserted, by the gods and you're asking for answers, that's where faith comes in. Trust that things are still moving in the background. Maybe you're just on that side of the wheel instead of this side of the wheel, So trust that things happen in their own time and that you are hooked in enough. This is why you do devotions on a daily basis, that you're hooked in enough that when it is time, you will know. That's faith in yourself and in your own spirituality and beliefs and all that. So, holy moly. So we have a personal and a collective mission. We are all longing for home, and we have to find it in ourselves. If we can find it in ourselves, then we can be home to other people. We can find home for ourselves, but when we gather together, that sense can get even stronger. Stay in the body even when it hurts. Stay grounded. That's what we're here to do, be in this body. To be cracked open in this body. And again, I'm thinking about the judgment cards and having the densities crack and fall away so we can be reborn. And then know that things are still unfolding. It's not time yet. Yep. Courage, my friends, courage. Courage for our friends. I hear Eowyn. Courage, Mary. Courage for our friends. Let me catch up with the messages. Okay, let's see here. Oh, Artists and Oracles. Hi there. You popped in when I wasn't paying attention. Been listening a while. Good. I'm so glad you said hi. Welcome, my dear. I always felt that way when I looked at the Pleiades even. Yeah. Wow. What's the difference between an Oracle deck and a Tarot deck? The structure, number one, but Tarot decks tend to really bring in all the, the nitty gritty of life and circumstances. I feel like with a Tarot deck, you can get a really more in-depth reading, but you can with an Oracle deck too. Oracle decks are, free from anybody else's structure. They can be structured on anything you want, all goddesses, mushrooms, anything. They can be a little bit more friendly to the new reader. Sorry. Found a piece of coleslaw. Uh-oh. What the hell? Hold on. That's fascinating. I noticed last night that I think where these are plugged in, something's loose. Hold on. Okay, got my lights back. Because when I shut my computer down last night, the lights went off too, but they're not plugged into the computer. So that was weird. That was interesting. Hi. What did I just say when that happened? What was I saying? Shit. I think I lost it. Oh, Oracle decks. That Oracle decks, it feels like there's not as much to learn. Like they have a nice succinct keyword on and you can read them easily. Tarot feels more like a study. And, of course, we've got the lineages of Tarot. So I think that's overarching what I would say the difference is. John, we don't mind you asking any questions. Oracle, Samantha says Oracle books, Oracle decks are like chapter headings in a book, and the tarot is where I get more specific information. That's a really good description. Typically Oracle decks have headings on them. Intent the card was created from. So I'll sit with an Oracle card and the keyword that's on it, just see what comes through. The twinkling of an eye, we can create heaven on earth, as it were. Yes, indeed. Indeed. John says, I mainly use either my Rider Waite or I do cartomancy. Can't tell the Catholics around me. No kidding. Oh, God. Do-do-do. Okay, that's the do-do-do. So, yeah, I'll tell you, John, I mean, go to my Tarot and Oracle review playlist. There's, almost 500 reviews there. I haven't reviewed all my decks. I have over 500. But the Hanson Roberts, I had a Waite Smith deck, and it just was hard work trying to read it. And then somebody bought me a Hanson Roberts, and it opened everything. So it's just, horses for courses, and scratch a Catholic, find a pagan. Ain't that the truth? That's why I was attracted to becoming Catholic in the first place. They had incense. They genuflected. They did, ritual. Anyway, you guys, I'm so glad to have been able to be here tonight, and I look forward to consistency. I make that intention, and then I take my body into consideration, and we just do what we can do, right? Okay. Let's go down and close up our meditation. Okay, so come on back down in your body. And imagine your body as the earth, and all the messages tonight as just gentle, warm raindrops falling on the earth. And allow those raindrops to sink into your brain, sink into your deep mind, sink into mind that is all throughout the body. Your wise body is soaking up all those messages and consuming the parts that nourish it and letting the rest fall away. Let them sink in, and affirm that they're there, and they will be there, easily accessible whenever you need them. And then after your next full exhale, let's have a nice deep inhale. And push that outer layer of your sphere out. Feel it wrap the earth and flash out into space, carrying all that wisdom, all that love, the light that's in your eyes, the divine spark that you carry, the soul that recognizes the soul of everybody else you encounter. And let's send out to the earth our gratitude, our love, our commitment to care for her. And on your next exhale, just exhale down through your root chakra and send those blessings and gratitude back to the mother. Thank her, bless her. Allow any extra energy that you don't need right now to go back down into the earth. Keep whatever you need. And with great gratitude to all our guides and guardians, our allies and ancestors, we close this circle. So again, thanks you guys. Thanks for being here. Now I have to go take off makeup for the first time in a hell of a long time. Maybe since that last one in February. Thank you, darling. Artists and oracles. I love you. I love you all. Yes, hit the like button just so somebody else might see this that is looking for something. Thanks for showing up, John. Thank you for newbies. Thank you for everyone that stayed to watch but didn't join in the chat. I know you're there. I can feel you. It's okay. You'll join when you're ready. All right, you guys. Until I see you next time, lots of love, lots of safety, lots of blessings to you. Read Liz Cheney. Go to Liz Cheney's page on Facebook. I don't know if she's on X. I'm not on X. So go there. Please read that. It's a game plan. All right. I'll see you next time, hopefully soon. Till then, this is Luna. Blessed be.